Hello everybody, this is Liz from Trellis and I welcome you to my podcast. So I'm the face behind Trellis Yarns. I am based in Greece if you didn't know, and I welcome you today from my living room. Well, one corner of my living room. It isn't, that big, but that's the nice and cozy space that it's like well cleared, not lots of yarn. Well, if you see the other side, you could see Dakine on her pillow, and then a small table with a pile of projects and yarns, and then a sofa that's super messy, which is usually quite messy, my sofa, because when I'm here in the house, I'm literally living in the sofa. So much more these days. I've been sick with a sinus infection, so I got to pass my Christmas Eve and my Christmas Day actually in that sofa with fever and Dakine and Enzo's company, which that was really good, but it was very tiring. Now I've been much better. Sorry, I closed my eyes, but Enzo just passed through. And I'm much better. Still have a bit of a congested nose. Actually, it's not even here, it's the sinuses. So maybe my voice is a bit sounding weird, but that's life, I guess. And today I felt much better and I wanted to do something, and share with you the new colorways, and I actually had them with me. So I guess, okay, I have the energy, I have the stamina to do that, so let's do that. What do you say? I'm looking at Enzo because there's a fly in the house and he's just going around chasing the fly. So I'm sure at some point he will come and run, Anyways, so I'm having my tea. I'll get a sip before I just leave it on the side, but it's still really burning. And just a regular tea with all the herbs that I could find in my cupboard that has healing properties, like balsams and jorns, melissa herbs, what else? Calendula, yeah. And I just mix them up and I put them in. It's not bad, but you shouldn't, leave it a long time because otherwise it gets bitter, like lots of herbs do. So anyways, are you ready for the new colorways? So those colorways, there are 8 in total, and the 7 of them were inspired by Dune. As you know, I've been reading Dune, the first book, before I went to watch the movie. And I love them both, but they have different vibes as how the story, not how the story unfolds, but how it's presented, which is normal because they're different mediums, right? The book is going really fast and there's lots of dialogue and everything. And I love it because it doesn't have lots of descriptions, like most, fantasy books do, and that can be tiring. While the movie, on the other hand, is very visual. It doesn't have lots of dialogue, and it has, this visual way to discover things. Well, in the book, you discover them through dialogue, which I really like it, but it was so fresh when I finished the book and then I saw the movie that I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to process that. And now that there's been some time that I've, read the book and saw the movie, I can truly say that I really love them both. I do understand why I was confused in the beginning, and I also was frustrated because I thought that the movie would finish where the first book finished, and I was like very impatient for that, and that didn't happen because the movie finishes a bit in the middle of the first book. I was like, damn it, but it's okay. So me just rambling. So 7 of the colorways are inspired by Dune, and it would be either the book, either the movie. It's just Dune inspired in general. So what I did when I was reading the books was that I was like, also when I read most of the books, I either have little post-its and I put them aside, or I will highlight, if it's an ebook, the quotes that I like. And so some of them are very famous if you're into Dune, and some not so much. But I think I did a good job without, wanting to be full of myself. I'm very happy, I'm very proud. I have to say that as a collection, there's softer tones than I usually do. But I think you can still see me, you can still see Trelise in those. And there's one extra colorway that fits in the Dune word, but it's actually more of in the collection of the perfume named ones, like Innocence, Confessions, Desire, L'Impératrice, which had French names that could be translated in English easily, or that they're the same word, except the Empress, L'Impératrice. And that one is Temptation. So I will start with that one, which feels backwards because I have set them up and that was the last one. But this is the most bold one of them all, and I think it's a nice gap between the two collections. So this is Temptation. So Temptation came through because Natalie by Night, so my Innocence Saiga sweater. Wait a minute, I'm gonna bring it. So Temptation was an idea to be between Innocence and Confessions. And that came through because of my Saiga sweater. Here it is. So my Saiga sweater has the Innocence colorway, which is yellows, little pinks, little greens, neon-y, neon-y colors. But then in the sleeves, I put a bit of Confessions, which is more purple colors. So I wanted to do a colorway a bit in between those two colors that had the purples of Confessions, but the neon-y yellows and greens of Innocence, sorry. So the result is Temptation, and that's actually started because when I said to Natalie when I was in Belgium, I'm like, from Innocence, I'm going to Confessions, and she was like, oh my God, this is like a very Catholic sweater, and I was like, yeah, but we're missing the Temptation in between. So that's Temptation. I really like the result. I really, really, really love it. So now you might be hearing some drilling. It's from upstairs. Hopefully it's not that bad. They were doing some construction work this morning, but they stopped. So hopefully it will be a bit. So what do you say? I really like it. And I was actually thinking of doing my Christmas project, the newspaper pullover by Hohi. I do think I have my pattern here so I can show it to you which one I'm talking about. This new paper pullover I was thinking of doing with Temptation on one side, and then the other colorway would have been Fear is the Mind Killer, but I'm gonna talk to you about that later on. So Temptation is the first of the new colorways, and I'm very excited. It's the most fierce one, and So are you ready to get into the June universe? So this is an aqua color. I would say that it's a soft mint color. I can't say if it's blue or green. For me, in my eyes, it's more bluish, but some people would say no, Liz, it's greenish. So I would say it's like a foamy, I don't know, sage color. It's a very soft, but also bright. I really like it. A lot of people adore my H2O colorway, and actually H2O is this background color with speckles. So because lots of people love it, and I actually bought a sweater that color, I was like, damn it, and I already knew, like when I did H2O, that I needed also this background color as a semi-solid, because it's so pretty. It's really nice. It goes with lots of colors. It's beautiful. I can't wait to dye it also in my Poseidon base, which is the mohair and silk base, because this is going to look like, I don't know, a dream. Like, come on, guys. Like, really. So this, its name is What's in the Box. What's in the box, guys? So what's in the box is what's in the box. Then second colorway is Acquisitions of Memories, which is bluish speckly yarn with a bit of browns and reds, like really subtle speckles, and like over here, you know. So it's funny because looking at the skin like that, Acquisitions of Memories, you just think, okay, it's like, you know, a sea bluish, again, foamy, I want to say, kind of colorway, but it has lots of little variations. And it has little yellow speckles and darker blues, and yeah, lots of different cute variation. Let me skein that on another way. So, because sometimes when the yarns are skeined in a different way, they will show the variations differently. So there you go, like, look at here. And yeah, but it has lots of subtle or not so subtle variation. So what's in the box? Acquisitions of Memories. I should have found a, you know, like an easier word, but Acquisitions of Memories. Then there's a Reality to Experience. So a Reality to Experience is a soft, a very soft, like mocha color, very light brownish color with lots of speckles. You have blues, greens, you have oranges, you have fall colors, but also, you know, fall colors for me are reds and yellows, mustards, and then you have also some bluer tones, and over here to go, you know, through the, to make it more cohesive with the whole collection. I think all or most of the colorways have little speckles, more subtle or not so subtle, speckles of blue or green and oranges, because they are in the universe. And also, let's not forget, in June, it's all about the spice, that it's like a drug. And whoever controls the spice is, like rich, has control of the word. And the spice is called the mélange, and it smells like cinnamon, and it's like orangey colored. And I think the orange color had to be like almost everywhere. And so it is. Yeah, what a pity. I don't like orange. What a shock. Okay, if you're new here, I'm saying that like that because I love orange. It's my favorite color. So this is a reality to experience. And the quote is actually about life. Life is a reality to experience. And who wouldn't agree? With all its highs and lows, you know, darker or lighter spots. Life is a reality to experience. Then I will just leave a reality to experience by contrast. So this has a more light brown background. So this is Heir of Bravura, and I wanted you to look at them side by side. They have almost the same colorways as speckles, but a reality to experience is in a light brown chestnutty color. Then Heir of Bravura is like a very salmonish colorway, and very subtle background again, but more pinkish. But the pink that's not really pink, that's why I want to say like a flamenco pink, you know, or a shrimp pink. I don't know. It's a bit salmony. Like, what's going on? You know, I'm saying all the animal kingdom to say a color. So anyways, this is Heir of Bravura, and that's the colorway I did last. It wasn't planned, and I don't even remember what I wanted to go with, but the last thing that I did was add this bluish speckles and greenish speckles, which gives it all its bravura, I would say. And I had the most difficult time to choose between two names. All the other colorways, I had the names, I knew what I wanted as colors, and I went for it. This one was the other way around. I did the colorway, and then I had a few other coats that I wanted to choose from. And I was in between two. I don't remember now what the second was, but I was leaning towards the other. And then, I don't know, after a couple of days, I said, no, this is Heir of Bravura. And I really love that I chose that name for this colorway, because it's really like, you know, something soft and kind and nice, but it has this contrast that gives it so much power and, I don't know, strength. And I like that. I like that. I don't know. I think I like that because, you know, I would like us, I don't know, I think that being soft and nice and vulnerable and kind is the biggest strength of all. So yeah, Heir of Bravura. I really like it, and I'm very surprised by this colorway and the results. And yeah, I think it's one of my favorites, even though, guys, it's like pink, and you know I'm not really a pink person, but it has those bright orange spots and these crazy backgrounds that I do worship Heir of Bravura. So then, so the two blue ones is Who's in the Box, Acquisition of Memories. Then we have A Reality to Experience, Heir of Bravura. Then we have The Sleeper Must Awaken, which is a very, very pale pink again in the background, but it has only fierce reds and yellows and oranges as splashes, because The Sleeper Must Awaken is referenced about the spice, because the spice you know, heightens, I don't know, makes you be more focused, more bright, more, you know, more alive. So The Sleeper Must Awaken. I was actually thinking either to call it The Sleeper Must Awaken or Mélange, like the spice itself, but I was like, come on, Mélange, like, well, all the other has those cool codes. So I was thinking, okay, let's find a quote about the spice, and I really like that. So the sleeper must awaken. So those three are a bit more subtle or not so subtle, depends your taste. And then there's another one that is subtle for my taste. And I think this one is the one that is more out of my comfort zone, because it's light lavender, light lilac, and it goes into this lighter, again, pink. I don't know what's going on. Lots of kind of pinks, but not showing that they're pinks, I guess. But this one is the most purplish pink one. Its name is The Flow of the Process, because I find it that the colors, you know, there changes subtly from one to the other, but also the speckles, even though they have higher contrast, they're really flowing, like very cohesive. It's like, you know, that's how the skein was born to be, you know, or that, you know, it came like that from the sheep. I don't know how to express it. So I think The Flow of the Process is a good name for it. Yeah, I think it's a great name, because the process, you know, either we want it or no, it's gonna flow. So I think the process, it's flowing, and we're like the speckles are, whether we're going to be and be highly conscious, or we're just gonna go with it and we're going to be more subtle, you know, into it. So those are the 4 more subtle ones. Okay, maybe those 2. So A Reality to Experience and The Flow of the Process are a bit more soft. And oh my God, I love those. Heir of Bravura and The Sleeper Must Awaken. And now, last one is, I had to have a quote about fear. I had to have, if we talk June, there is, whenever there's someone who's fearing, well, not someone who's fearing, but anyways, you have to watch it or read it, even better. That is going to say like a prayer about conquering the fear. And it starts with, fear is the mind killer. And that's, fear is the mind killer. So you could say that it's a very rough, semi-solid gray as a background with lots of speckles and lots of different tones of speckles. Reds, blues, greens, I don't even remember what I put in here. Like lots of contrast. So, and I love it. And then also one idea for my newspaper, sweater was, as I said, this one with this one, but it would have been not a very contrasting sweater. And I wanted a softer sweater. So anyways, I've decided something else. I will show you another time what I did with that. But also another idea was fear is the mind killer with reality to experience. And that would be really nice too. But anyways, I didn't go with that. You will see in another episode with what I went for. So I will just put them all through and try to put them all in my arms. So this is what's in the box. Acquisition of memories. A reality to experience. Well, it's not gonna happen, so here we go. A reality to experience. Heir of Bravura. Okay, I'm gonna try like that. I don't know. Let's come closer. Heir of Bravura. Heir of Bravura. The sleeper must awaken. The flow of the process. Fear is the mind killer. Oh my God, everything's gonna fall. Fear is the mind killer. and temptation. So I'm sorry I have my arms, but they're gonna fall. So those are the new colorways, and guys, I really hope you like them as much as I do. I'm really proud of them. They are available right now in the Zeus base in single, so you can go to trillies.eu and get them. And until the 2nd of January, I have all the other colorways in pre-orders. Unfortunately, not in this time for those, but they will soon going to be in pre-orders if you want them on other bases. I think most probably the next round of pre-orders will be by end of January, beginning of February, while I will be away for a small trip for a festival in the northern part of France. So I hope you will fall in love with them and that you will like them. And welcome to the June universe, I guess. And don't forget, color is power, fiber is our weapon.